Hello and welcome to this MyThemeShop video screencast. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to fully set up the coupon WordPress theme from MyThemeShop. This is a beautiful and professional WordPress theme built from the ground up for the coupon business. You can impress your visitors and convert more sales with this highly professional and fully customizable theme. It's the best theme for selling coupons, full stop. So in this video we're going to be showing you how to fully set up the theme from scratch on a WordPress installation. Before we start, if you're not familiar with WordPress, then head over to mythemeshop.com/WordPress-101, and here you'll find a full library of free video tutorials which will help you get up to scratch with WordPress. If you scroll right down on the page, you're also going to find WordPress 201, which is some advanced WordPress video tutorials as well. So have a look at those if you need a catch up on any WordPress details. And once you've done that, head over to the MyThemeShop member area at mythemeshop.com/go/member. You want to scroll down on your active premium resources until you find the coupon theme. Expand this and then under download, select theme files. Save those files onto your computer and we can now head over to your WordPress dashboard. Here we want to go to appearance and then themes and then add new. You want to upload theme and now just drag and drop the file you've just downloaded or press choose file and select the zipped file. Press install now and WordPress is going to upload and install the theme. Once that's done, all you need to do is press activate and the theme will be activated onto your site. Straight away, you'll be taken to a page where you can install some required plugins. This is very easy to do and these plugins will be required for the theme to work properly. You can bulk select these under bulk actions and then install and press apply. And WordPress will one by one download and install all of those. Return to the required plugins installer and then bulk select again and activate. Those are the essential plugins. You'll also find some recommended plugins. And these are some MyThemeShop and third-party plugins recommended for the coupon theme. You can install any of these just by pressing this button and you'll find a variety of plugins here which you can take a look at. If you need to regenerate your thumbnails if they have skewed aspect ratios, you can install the OTF Regenerate Thumbnails plugin. That's going to allow you to automatically regenerate your thumbnails on the fly when thumbnail sizes change. And if you have content on your site already, then that's a useful plugin to have. So you can activate and install any of these here as well. Let's start off then by heading over to Appearance and then the theme options. And this is going to take us to the coupon themes mission control panel. This is where you can control all aspects of the theme, and we're going to talk you through all of the options available here. Before we start with these, then let's scroll down and head to the Import and Export tab. Here you're going to find the option to import any of the 5 pre-built demo layouts that you'll find with the demo of the theme at mythemeshop.com. For all of these, you can view the demo in order to just check out what the layout looks like. And you can also import the theme options and widgets, or the theme options, widgets and demo content. If you've already got content on your site, you're not going to want to import the content. But if you don't have content on your site, this is a really easy way to quickly set up your theme. So you can choose between any of these 5. I'm just going to go ahead and import the theme options, widgets and content for the default layout. And the theme will now go ahead and import all of those for me. I'll just pause the video whilst this happens. With the import finished then, you can press OK, and the theme is going to reload the theme options for you. You can now take a look at your site, and so if we just click through to the homepage, we're going to find that all of the demo content you find on the demo at mythemeshop.com has been added in. And we can use this now as a basis to customize the theme. So let's have a look through the theme options panel and see how you customize. We'll start with the general setting. This tab contains common settings which can be applied to the whole theme. The first is the logo image. You can add your own logo by, if we just remove this, by pressing Browse, then either choosing from the WordPress media library or from choosing from any files on your computer. So just select your logo, press Open. WordPress will then upload the logo and you can select image. We have a transparent background on here, which is why that's not displaying, but you can see on the theme that's going to display out against a darker background. You can also add a favicon as well as touch icons and metro icons, and these will represent your website either on your computer, or on iOS and Android, or on Internet Explorer 10 respectively. You can enter your Twitter username, so we could go for MyThemeShop team here. and also your FeedBurner URL. Note this needs to be the full URL, so feeds.feedburner.com/MyThemeShop, for example, and that will redirect your RSS feed. FeedBurner is a free service which will give you better analytics on your RSS feeds. So you can use that in order to find out more about who is reading your site via RSS, and this will redirect your main RSS feed to FeedBurner. You can add in any code you need for your header and footer. So in the header, this will show up before the closing head tag. So that might be things such as Google Webmaster Tools verification, Bing Webmaster Center, buy-sell ad script, and so on. And in the footer, you might have things such as Google Analytics Clicky and Stat Counter. You can turn on or off the AX Quick Search. If we turn this on and then save those changes, let's load up the site and refresh here. And we can have a look at the AX Quick Search. What this is going to do is provide a live preview for the term we have searched without needing to click through. So if I just do a search for fashion, for example, you're going to see that the results show up with an option to view all without me having to click through to the search results themselves. So that's a really nice way of just improving the user experience, and you can turn this on or off. You can also turn on or off the responsive design. MyThemeShop themes are responsive, which means if you load up the theme on a computer, on a tablet, or on a mobile device, the content is always going to be displayed properly. If you don't want to have this, so if you just want to have the desktop version available on all devices, you can turn that off. You are most likely, however, going to want to leave that on. You can enable support for right to left languages. If you're using one of those, just turn that on. And if you're using the WooCommerce plugin, you can control the number of products to show on the shop page. Once you've made your changes, you can save those just by pressing the Save Changes button. We'll now move on to look at the next tab. The Performance tab is going to show you some performance-related options which can speed up your website. We have prefetching. What this is going to do is, in modern browsers, if the user's on a home page, then single pages are going to load faster. And if the user's on a single page, the home page is going to load faster. So you can turn that on there as well. You can also turn on lazy loading. What this does is stops images outside of the viewport, so outside of the area of the screen that you can actually see, that's known as the viewport, until the user scrolls to them. So if you have images at the bottom of the page, they're not going to load until the user gets to the bottom of the page, and this increases the loading time of those. So you can turn that on here and also control whether you're just lazy loading featured images or just content images. You could strike a nice compromise, for example, between speed and user experience by having featured images not lazy loaded, but content images lazy loaded. You can add asynchronous JavaScript attributes to your JavaScript tags in order to improve the page download speed, and also remove the verb parameters from CSS and JavaScript file calls. This may improve speed in some browsers which do not have caching files with their parameters. If you're using the WooCommerce script, you can load WooCommerce script and styles only on those pages. This does, of course, need the WooCommerce plugin enabled. You can also use a caching plugin. We'd recommend either W3 Total Cache or WP Super Cache, and you can click through in order to find out more and install those. So save those speed options once you're done. And in this next tab, we can have a look at the styling options. This is going to let us control the visual appearance of the theme, including colors, layouts, and patterns. First, you can choose the main color scheme. You do that using this color picker. And you'll see here you can choose between any color on the color spectrum. You can drag and drop in order to move these. You can click through a number of preset defaults, and you can also change the tint. If you have a specific color you're after, you can enter the HTML hex code there, as well as reset that to the default. So right now you'll see we have the red color scheme, but if I wanted to change this to blue, for example, very easy to do. Make that change, save those changes, and if we refresh our site, straight away those changes are going to be made. You'll be able to see these red elements now changed to blue, and that's applied throughout the theme. So you can get that in order to match your brand. You can also choose the default sidebar position for your site. This is whether the sidebar is on the left or on the right hand side. You can also change this on a post by post basis in the post editor if you'd like to. So it's just a case of choosing what you would like. You can customize the site background color, pattern, or image from here. So again, you've got this color picker. You can choose between any of these colors and get that looking exactly how you want it. Or you can use a background pattern. Here you can choose between any one of these presets, so just select the one that you want. You can upload a background image, so just press Browse and drag and drop into the WordPress media uploader any files that you want to have as your background, just one image for your background. You can also choose the background repeat attachment position and size, as well as whether there's a parallax effect. And that's going to control how the image displays. Finally, you can choose a gradient. So you've got the from and to colors, and you can also choose the direction, whether it's horizontal or vertical. And that parallax effect is also available for the gradient and for the pattern. So I'm just going to set this to a subtle pattern here. Just select one of those. I'll set the background color back to white. So I'll just change that there. And if we save those changes and have a look at the site, we're going to see, if we refresh it, once that's saved so that those changes are made, that we've now got that nice subtle background pattern displaying as the background to the site. You can also add finally here any custom CSS code. This will overwrite the default CSS used on your site, and using this is going to make sure any changes you make aren't overwritten when you upgrade your theme to the latest version. If you're making more advanced changes, you'll want to be using a child theme, and we'll come to look at that later on. So as always, save your changes once you are done. And the next tab that we can have a look at is options for the header. Here you have options that can control elements of the header section. And first up here, you have the top bar background. This is similar to what we looked at just now with the styling options. You can use this color picker in order to choose a color, or you can choose a background pattern, image, or gradient. And you also can choose whether that parallax effect is on as well. So you'll see right now this color is dark one, but we could change it to a red, for example, just to show you the contrast here. This may not actually look great, but you get the idea of how easy it is to change. You just need to make sure those settings have changed, and then you see we've got that red background. You can also choose whether to show or hide the header search form, and also if you have it on, the header search placeholder. So you'll see right now that tells you what to search for, but you can tailor this to suit the type of coupon site that you have. You can show a header login and registration form. So you see right now we have options to login and sign up that will take you to the WordPress login and sign up pages respectively. If you don't want that on, you can turn it off here. You can customize the navigation background, so set the navigation background color, pattern, image, or gradient here. So you'll see right now we've got this light gray, but you can change this to whatever you like. You can choose whether to have a floating navigation menu. Right now you'll see if we scroll down the page, the navigation menu just disappears and scrolls with the rest of the page. But if we have a floating navigation menu, then the navigation menu is going to stay stuck to the top of the page. So as we scroll down the page, if we refresh this, the navigation is going to come with us. So you'll see we start scrolling, the navigation is going to come with us. So you'll see we start scrolling and then the navigation scrolls down the page as well. So it's a floating navigation menu there. You can also choose then whether to simply show the navigation menu at all, and whether to show or hide the logo. So if you want to turn either of those off, you have those options there. Make sure you save the changes once you are done, as always, and we can have a look similarly at the footer. This is, as you would expect, going to let you control elements of the footer. You can choose primarily whether you have the widgets on or off. So you'll see right now we have these 4 widget areas here, as well as options for some text and follow us. If you want to turn off the footer widgets, you can do so here. A huge chunk of the footer is going to disappear. You'll see that turns off those 4 widget areas. If we have that on though, you can choose the background color, pattern, image, or gradient, as well as whether to have 3 or 4 widget columns. We'll come to how to set up widgets later in the video. If you want extra text in the footer, you can have that here. So you'll see right now it's just some copy text, but you can customize this to whatever you would like. Same for these social icons. You have these on or off, and if they're on, you can choose the text as well as the icons to display. You can have as many of these as you would like. You can add new icons. Here, just add in the title, the icon, just choose from this drop down here. Select the hover color. That way we want to match the brand color here, and also add in a URL. You can drag and drop in order to move these around, and any you don't want, just expand and then delete the icon. So if we wanted to just quickly move these around, you can see how easy it is to do so. You can change the background color for the copyright section, as well as add a pattern, image or gradient here. And you can also change the copyright text here. You can change this to anything you'd like, but if you're going to link back to MyThemeShop.com, which would be appreciated of course, you can earn 70% of the value of any sales that you refer by adding in your MyThemeShop affiliate link. That's going to be mythemeshop.com and then /ref and then your MyThemeShop username. But if you follow this link, you're going to find details about the MyThemeShop affiliate program and how to get your own link. So save any changes to your footer. And next up, we can have a look at the home page. Here, we're going to get to the exciting homepage section, and you're going to see this expands into a number of sub menus. First, let's look at the homepage layout. With this, you've got a layout manager that's going to allow you to control what appears on the homepage. And you can drag and drop in order to customize these. So right now, you'll see if we head to the homepage, we've got today's offers, we've got this slider, and then we've got a number of tabbed areas. Below that, we've got some social links and then popular stores and then a sign up button. So you'll see that matches what we've got here. And if we want to customize any of these, it's very easy to do. You can just drag and drop in order to move these around, and you can drag to disable anything you want to turn off. So if I want to put, say, the sign up at the top and then slider, but then perhaps disable these social icons, I can do so here. So you'll see right now, social icons are down here, as well as this sign up is down at the bottom as well. If I want to change any of those, I'll just refresh, and now you can see those have moved up to the top. So we've got the sign up button and then the slider, and then today's offers, that's the carousel, and we've got these tabbed areas there, and the social icons have disappeared. So you'll see how you can control what displays on your homepage with the homepage layout manager. I'm just going to drop in social icons again and then save those changes. The next tab lets you control what is displaying on the homepage on the carousel. So here, this will let you control the top carousel. And first, you can choose the carousel section title. You'll see right now, that's going to say today's offers and coupons. But you can change this to whatever you'd like. And of course, it's going to want to suit the type of coupon site that you have. You can now add in the carousel items. With this option, then you can set up what is displaying on the carousel with custom images and links. So you can expand each of these, and you'll see you can add the title. This is just for your own reference. You'll see the title doesn't actually display here because it's just got that logo. You can add a description that displays below the carousel image. You'll see that there. And you can add the image in here. So if I just remove this, you'll see this is just the regular WordPress media uploader. So you can add in the content here. So here I'll just drop in the eBay logo, select that image, and you'll see that displays. You can of course add in whichever images you like. Note that the recommended image height is 80 pixels. You've got a number of styling options, so you can choose the carousel item border color. You've got the carousel item background color and the text color as well. You then want to provide a link for the URL of the carousel, and that's going to send the carousel item. That's where you're going to go when you click on it. You can of course add in as many of these as you'd like, and it's just a case of repeating that process. You can drag and drop as well in order to move these around. You can choose also whether to show the carousel on other pages, so you can choose to have it on the coupon archive, the single coupon page, the blog page, and the single blog post. So if we have a look at our site, right now if we head to a blog post, we're going to see the carousel show up both on the blog archive, so we'll see it there, and if we click through to just any of these blog posts, we're going to see the carousel displaying as well. So there we go, we've got the carousel there. So those are your theme options for the carousel, and the next option to have a look at is the slider. Here you can control the homepage slider, which if we take a look at our homepage, is going to be this large slider here. So with these theme options, you can control what is displaying on here. And you have a similar slide management system here. It's going to let you control the title, an image, and the link. So you can customize these, add your own title, your own image. The minimum size for this is 1180 by 355 pixels. So you want to make sure that it meets the minimum size in order to look good. As with the other ones we've looked at, you can drag and drop in order to move these around. You can add new slides in, adding those images in, just a case of going to the WordPress media library and uploading your own images. You can delete any slides you don't want, and you've got that drag and drop functionality as well. You can choose the slider animation, so whether it's a slide or a fade animation, as well as the background for the slider text. So you can set the background color, drag and drop in order to use this color picker, and it's the same as the other color pickers we've looked at. You also have the option for a background pattern, image or gradient, and that parallax effect as well. So you can save your changes, and you want to spend a little bit of time getting your slider looking exactly how you want it, because obviously it's a main feature of the homepage. Next then, we can have a look at the category tabs. Here you can control the coupon category tabs, and if we have a look here, it's going to be these ones here. So you'll see you can click through onto multiple categories, and you're going to have relevant coupons from those categories displaying. In order to use this, you're going to need to have some coupon posts added in, and you can do that under the coupons here. So you'll see when I imported the demo content, I added a lot of these in, but if I just show you what one of these looks like, you can see the title is the name of the coupon. You've got some regular text in here, and you've also got this custom coupon info displaying. So this will be the featured text. So you've got the X% off, for example. This will show as the featured image. You can add any extra rewards, and this post will show as custom meta in each post. You can select a coupon expiry date, number of people who have used the coupon, whether this is a deal or a coupon, the deal URL, and the coupon code. You can also set a featured image, which is going to display on the homepage, for example. So if we have a look at this coupon on the site, you're going to see we've got the 7% off displaying here. No extra rewards. We've got the site title, number of people who have used this, and the expiry date. So these are all items that you can set here. You'll note a neat feature of the coupon theme is in order to show the coupon, you can click here. It's going to open this pop-up where you can click through to get the deal, and you've got the coupon code displaying. So that's a really nice feature, and you'll see that's just the regular text displaying there as well. The final thing to mention here is that as well as setting a custom sidebar location, you can also choose categories and tags. So here you'll see we have two categories selected, and that's how we're going to power this category tabs section of the homepage. So you'll see right now we can add in any categories that we have on the site. You can use this drop down to select between any categories you have coupons published to, and then you can drag and drop in order to move these around, as well as change these if you would like to do so. You can choose the number of posts to display in each tab, as well as the background, as well as the pattern, image or gradient, or that parallax effect as well. So that's how we set up the category tabs. So you'll note that we only have 7 displaying here. That's just because there aren't 8 in this category, but for other categories with 8, you're going to see 8 displaying across there. So we can now have a look at social icons. This is just controlling the social icons section. You see you've got the familiar background color, pattern, image and gradient, as well as the parallax effect, and you can add a title, the section title color. So if we have a look at the homepage, you're going to see that that's just the color for the title. You've also got options for the actual icons themselves. So you can expand any of these, and again, as you'll be familiar with, you can change the title, icon, hover color, as well as the URL that goes to. You can add in any extra ones and delete any you don't want, as well as drag and drop in order to move these around. So set those how you want them and then save your changes. Next up on the homepage then, once that's saved, we can have a look at popular stores. This is going to control the popular store section. So on the homepage, that's going to be this section here. You'll see this displays with a hover displaying some extra text. That can be the number of deals or just some other text to display. So you can choose the title, the items to display, and with these you can choose the store name, upload a logo, so you want your recommended image height of 80 pixels as well. You can choose the hover text, the border color, store hover background color, so with all of these color pickers just click on those, as well as the link for that to go to. And it's just a case of doing the same thing for each of these in order to get them to display how you want. Of course, you can add in extra stores and drag and drop in order to move these around. You can also set the background here to the color, pattern, image, and gradient, and that parallax effect as well. You can save those changes, and next up on the homepage, we can have a look at the subscribe section. This is going to control the subscription box. This section either requires the WP Subscribe Free or WP Subscribe Pro plugin, and these are both available from MyThemeShop. WP Subscribe Free just has fewer features, whereas WP Subscribe Pro is more advanced and much more powerful. You can install either of these just by going to Install Plugins, and under Recommended, you're going to find the links to the plugins here. So we'll install WP Subscribe Free here, but you'll see you also have that link to the Pro version as well. For now though, just to get this up and running, we'll install that and then activate. In order to add this in then, you need to go to Appearance and then Widgets. And we want to drag and drop the WP Subscribe widget into the Subscribe widget area. So we'll find the WP Subscribe widget down here. We can drag and drop into the into the Subscribe widget area. Here you can choose your service, so FeedBurner, MailChimp, or Aweber. It's available with the free version. So you can find your API key and your list ID for MailChimp, and set some other options as well, including the labels. For Aweber, it's similar. You need your list ID, so you can find that by following that link. You can also customize the labels, and FeedBurner. Your FeedBurner ID is just, for example, /MyThemeShop. So MyThemeShop would be the ID there. So enter your ID or set those up and save those changes. You can also set those labels as you want. And now we can head back to the theme options and customize the background color, pattern, add an image or gradient as well. So if we save those changes and then have a look at the homepage of our site, then we're going to find the subscribe section has been added in. If we scroll down, we'll see that here. So you've got to enter your email address and sign up now. So you can customize the subscribe options there. And the final thing we can have a look on the homepage is the sign up section. Here, first you can control the background as well as the pattern, image or gradient. And you can also customize the title. This will say start earning extra cashback with every transaction you make and offer an incentive. You can choose the color, change the whether the button is on or off, as well as the color, text, and where the button goes to. So on the homepage, that's going to be this one at the top here, and you can customize all those options on this section of the theme options panel. So as always, make sure you save your changes once those are complete. And the next we can have a look at is the coupon archive. From here, you can control the coupon archive page, which is going to be anytime that you click through to coupons and you look at an archive of categories or just the regular coupon archive. This is going to be how you can control what displays here. First, you have the page title. This is going to be what displays on this coupons page. So you'll see we have some title here and then an archive of deals and coupons that display. So this is how you're going to control that. And first you'll see you can control the page title. So you can set that there as well as the description. You'll see that an extra span here is used in order to wrap that, which gets the extra text in a different color there. So if we just click back to the page, you see that in a different color there. Choose the number of coupons to display on each page. So there it's set to 6. You can also choose whether to have the sidebars with a single sidebar or a per category sidebar. So you can have multiple sidebars, which allow you to customize the content for each coupon category. So you can also tick those in order to select which categories you want to have sidebars for. We'll come to looking at custom sidebars later on, but for now, if you want those, you can turn those on. I'll just set those to single. You can choose whether to exclude expired coupons, so coupons that aren't available anymore, you can turn those off. And you can also customize the coupon archive post meta info. So that's the people who have used the coupon, the author name and expiry date. You'll see those display here. You can customize what displays and in what order. So you can just drag and drop in order to do that. Finally, you can choose the navigation. So whether that's next or previous, numbered, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll see that's what we have at the moment, so 1, 2, 3 here. You can also choose to have an AX load more button or an AX auto infinite scroll. These are quite neat because it's not going to require visitors to reload the page. So with the Load More button, users can get to the bottom of the page, press the Load More button, and extra coupons are going to be added. Or the Auto Infinite Scroll, as you scroll down the page, extra coupons are going to load automatically. So both of these require not leaving the page. For now though, I'll just leave those with the numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Save those changes, and we can now look at the coupon single. This is going to control how single coupons display. So if we have a look at our site, so this is what a coupon single currently looks like. You'll see we can customize this in the theme options. So first, you can customize the layout. You can drag and drop in order to customize these. So first, you'll see we have post content. We have recent offers. You can expand this in order to show the number of recent coupons to display. And you also have related coupons. So you can again choose the number here. You'll see we have 4 related offers, but 3 related coupons. You can control the author box and subscribe box, as well as whether you have tags. And you can drag and drop in order to move these around. So you'll see we have about the author and then the subscribe box as well. And those are set up as per here. You can again control the post meta info, so the number of people who've used it, the author name and expiry date. Drag and drop in order to move those around as usual. And you've also got whether to have the show coupon button action be the pop under or pop up. What this does is customize how the link opens when you click on the show coupon. So a pop under means that when you click on this link, the destination for where the coupon is, so in this instance on MyThemeShop.com, is going to load in the current tab, and the coupon is going to load in a new tab. So that's a pop under, whereas a pop up will load the destination in a new tab, but the coupon in the current tab. If you're using the pop under, you might find that's a more effective way of converting your coupons into action. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So when we click on that, you'll see it's going to take you to mythemeshop.com and then display the coupon here. So that's a pop up, but you could have that set to pop under just by changing this here, and you would have the opposite. You can choose also whether to show the subscribe box in the pop-up. So if we just load this up again, you'll see that we have the subscribe box displaying below the coupon, and you can have that on or off. That will be the WP subscribe widget. So obviously that requires the plugin to work and requires that you have set up the plugin properly. You might find that's a useful way of converting additional subscribers. Now then, let's have a look at the blog page. And this is going to let us customize the elements of the blog page. The first option you have here then is your featured categories, and here you can control the categories and posts which appear on the blog page. You'll see right now this is set to latest posts, and from this drop down you can choose between any of your WordPress categories as well as latest posts. Because we're using latest posts, the number of posts to display is controlled under settings and then reading. You see this is set to 3, but if this was on a category we could change this number here. So let's just have a look at what this looks like on our site right now. So we'll just load up the blog page, and we're going to see we've got 1, 2, and then 3 latest posts displaying. Customizing this is very easy then. We can either change the number of posts, we can add in new sections. So we could add in, say, 2 posts from the funny category. We can drag and drop in order to move those around. We can save those changes, or we could add in as many of those categories as we would like. And it's the same drag and drop interface that you'll be familiar with from the other options. So let's refresh, and you'll see we've got 2 posts from the funny category, and then we've got the latest post displaying below that. And that's how you can use the theme options in order to customize which categories are appearing on your blog page. You can also set the pagination type. Right now you'll see this is set to numbered, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see numbered, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You can also set this to next or previous, or have an AX load more or AX infinite scroll. You can also choose whether to have excerpts or full posts. So right now we just have a snippet from the post, but you could have the full thing available as well. You can also choose which meta info to display and the order to display it in. So you've got date, author name, comment count, and categories. And you can drag and drop in order to move these around and disable the bits you don't want, for example. So you can turn off categories by dragging and dropping there, or you could reorder again by dragging and dropping. You can choose the date format style, so set the date and the format here. If you want to customize the second style, so this one here, then you can select the date and time format on this setting page, which is linked from the theme options. You can also choose whether to have a lightbox on. A lightbox is a stylized pop-up that allows visitors to view larger versions of images without leaving the current page. So it's an inline pop-up that will display on images. You can enable or disable that there, and of course, save your changes once you're done. The next tab we can have a look at then is single posts. With this tab, what we're going to be able to do is customize the appearance and functionality of individual posts. First, you can customize the layout of single posts. You'll see we have 4 options here. We've got the post content, related posts, author box, and tags. And you can, of course, drag and drop in order to customize these. So you might want to, for example, have the author box after the content. If you have related posts, you can expand this in order to choose the taxonomy used in order to generate those related posts, so either categories or tags, as well as the number of related posts to show. You can also add in tags if you'd like. So I'll just save these changes. If we have a look at the site, then if we just click through onto an individual blog post, and we'll see that we've got the post content, we've got the author box, we've got tags, and then related posts. So that's how you can customize that. You can also choose the post meta info to display, so author name, comment count, categories, and date. Just drag and drop in order to move around or disable the bits you don't want. You can add breadcrumbs, which are a great way of making your site more user-friendly. What these do is show a parent category of the post all the way up to the homepage. This is a nice way of making your site more user-friendly. You can choose whether to highlight author comments as well as add the date in comments. Those are just on or off toggles. You can save those changes, and next up we can have a look at social buttons. This section is going to allow us to control the social sharing buttons on single posts. You'll see you have first the option to choose the social sharing buttons' position. You can choose to have them above or below the content or floating. So right now these are set to floating, but note that floating buttons will only appear on screens larger than 1470 pixels wide. So right now this screen isn't that size, but if we zoom out, you'll see those display. So note that the social icons float along the side of the page, and that's where the floating name comes from, but you can also set these to be above or below the content. You can enable social sharing buttons on pages as well, and you can also choose which buttons to display. So that's Facebook Share, Facebook Like, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and StumbleUpon. So you can drag and drop in order to move these around, or enable or disable the ones you do or don't want. So save those changes, and next up we can have a look at ad management. For this section, as well as for the custom sidebars and navigation, there are extra video tutorials at MyThemeShop.com. We'll look at these with enough info to get you going in this video. So first up we have ad management, and here you can add adverts onto your site. This theme has 2 locations. We've got below post title and below post content, and you can paste in your AdSense, buy sell ads, or other ad codes into both of these areas in order to display your adverts in those locations. You can also choose to show or hide adverts after a certain number of days. So if you want to perhaps set this to 7, this will hide your adverts for 7 days after the post is published, and on the 7th day, the advert is going to be visible. What this will do is hide adverts from your most loyal visitors, but for search engine traffic, perhaps that's more longer term, they're going to see the adverts. You can just set this to 0 if you want to disable that feature, and it's the same for below the post content as well. Next up we have the custom sidebars. This is a really powerful feature that gives you full control over the sidebars. Here you can manage sidebars and select one for each section of your site, or select a custom sidebar on a per post basis in the post editor. So we'll start by adding in a custom sidebar. I'm going to name this archive sidebar. So you just need to add in a name and then add in an ID. So I'll just call this sidebar archive. I'll press OK, and then straight away I'll save those changes. It's important you save at this point in order to make sure the theme options recognize the sidebar you've just added in. You can of course add more of those if you'd like. You can now apply your custom sidebar to any of the types of page on your site. So we have homepage, single post, single page, single coupons, coupons archive, regular archive, category archive, and then all the different types of archive, search results, 404 error, and then 2 options for the WooCommerce plugin. For all of these, you can choose between the default and any additional sidebars you've created, And for single options, you can also select no sidebar. These three also have options that you can set on a per post, per page, or per coupon basis in the editor. So I'm going to set this to archive, and this will be for all archives, but we can also override this for individual types of archive if we'd like to. So I'll set this to archive sidebar, and what this is going to do is replace the regular sidebar widget area with a new widget area called archive sidebar. So if I go to appearance and then widgets, we can see I've got the regular sidebar, but now I've also got archive sidebar. If we just head onto a post here, so I'll just click through to one of these coupons, we'll be able to see that we've got the regular sidebar displaying here. So if we head to our site and then go to just a page here with a sidebar on it, you're able to see we've got the regular sidebar displaying here. If we, however, go to an archive page, so we'll just head to the blog and then click through to an archive. So here we've got a category archive. You'll see that we have got the regular WordPress default widgets displaying instead. So we have this new custom sidebar added, and we can populate this just by dragging and dropping into the archive sidebar. So I'll just move one of these widgets across to the archive sidebar for now. We'll come along to have a look at widgets properly later on in the video, but for now this will do quickly. So now if we refresh this, we're going to see that this is now replaced with popular posts, but if we head back to the previous page, we've got the different sidebar displaying. So you'll see how using these sidebar options gives you full control over the sidebars, and you can create multiple sidebars here in order to have these completely custom and looking exactly how you want. We can have a look at navigation next, and here we're going to find a link to the WordPress menu editor. You can also find this under appearance and then menus. This is very easy to use. You're going to have your content you can add on the left-hand side and then the actual menu on the right-hand side. You can select a menu to edit. So here I'll go for the main menu, and you can add content in here just by selecting what you want. So here I can view all and then go to blog, for example. It's going to add that to the bottom, and I can drag and drop in order to move that around, and indent in order to create sub pages. You can expand in order to customize the text that displays, any title attributes, CSS classes, icons, and colors if you'd like, and then I can remove anything I don't want. So you can play around in order to get your menu looking how you want it, after which you'll want to save your menu. You can then either create a new menu or go to manage locations and then drop that onto your site. So you'll see the theme has two menus. So we have the primary navigation menu and a menu for mobiles. You might want to change the mobile devices perhaps to have fewer sub-menus, as these can be a little difficult to use on mobile devices. So we could create an additional menu called mobile here, and then select that there, or just have both set to main menu. So you'll save those changes, and that will set up your WordPress menu. As I mentioned, there is a full video on how to use the WordPress menu if you need that. Next option then is typography. And from here, you can control the fonts used on your site. You can choose from the 17 standard web-safe font sets, or from the 600 plus fonts in the Google font library. So for each of these, the options are the same. You can choose first to preview, so we'll see what this looks like. And then we're going to have a number of options here. We've got the text for the actual font. We've got the font name here. So you'll see first we can choose from any of the web safe fonts, and then past that it's going to load up all of these Google fonts from the Google font library. You might want to use the Google font library. You can find it just by searching in order to find the font you want, and that will mean that you can just do a search. So I'll just do a search in here, and I could find the font I was after. You can then also choose the font weight, and that will vary depending on which font you have, as well as the size in pixels and then the color as well, using that familiar color picker. If you select more, you can add any additional CSS selectors, any additional CSS to add, and choose a fallback font, so which can be one of those web-safe fonts for when the Google font library is unable to load. So if we save those changes and have a look at the home article title, we're going to see that that's changed to the font that we've just selected. So we'll wait for that to load up here. So if we load up the site and then click through to the blog, we're going to see that's in Robotoids Slab, which is the font that we selected. So you can play around with all of these, and you've got loads of different types of areas where you have fonts to choose from there. As I mentioned, the process is the same for all of those. So it's just a case of selecting those options how you want them. At the bottom of the page, you can also choose between different character sets. Note these will vary depending on which font you have, so if you need any of these, then check they're available with the font you want to use. It's just a case of ticking the extra character sets that you want, and that will enable you to use non-Latin character sets on your website. So we'll save those changes, and once that's saved, we can have a look at the Import and Export tab. You'll remember we looked at this at the start of the video, but there are actually some additional options here, as well as the import and export of the layouts and demo content. If you scroll past this, you're going to have the option to import and export your theme options code. So if I click on export, that's going to load up all of my theme options, and I can then copy and paste this onto a different site and then paste it in there under import. That's going to allow me either to back up or quickly transfer all my data on my site between perhaps a demo and live version of my site. You can also create a child theme. This is going to allow you to easily create a child theme, which will allow you to make sustainable customizations to your theme and without having those overwritten when you update your theme. So we can create a child theme here. So we'll just call it coupon child theme, and then create child theme. If we save those changes, we can now go to appearance and then click on themes. So we'll see here appearance and then themes. And what we can do is see we've got an additional theme added. We'll see this is a child theme of Coupon by MyThemeShop, and we can now activate this. We can now make any changes that we want to the child theme itself. So we'll see we have a style sheet added here. We can make any styling changes, for example, onto this child theme, and we can duplicate any other files we want to edit. So if we wanted to have home.php, we could copy that onto the child theme and then make the changes there. And that will make sure that when you update the main theme, the coupon theme, is going to make sure that your changes aren't overwritten. So if you're making advanced customizations to your WordPress theme, then make sure you're using a child theme. There's an easy way to generate a child theme shown there. So that's all of the theme options, and we can now move on to have a look at widgets. The WordPress widget editor is really powerful, and we had a look briefly at it before, but now we're going to look at it in more detail. On the left-hand side, you have available widgets. Widgets are small components of your site which are customizable. You'll see you have loads of these available here, and you have some MyThemeShop specific ones which have the MTS prefix. You can then drag and drop these widgets into the widget areas. So for example, you have the default sidebar here. We have the sidebar for the coupons archive. We've got the header advert area. And we've got 4 footer sidebar areas as well. So 4 widget areas as well. So you can drag and drop the widget that you want onto the widget area that you want it in. So for example, if we want to show posts from multiple categories in an animated slider, we could drag and drop that onto here. You'll see dropping a widget allows you to access its options. So we can set the title, we can choose the category, so I might go for the funny category here, choose the number of posts to display, and the navigation type. These are going to vary depending on the widget, but the general principle is just expand these, set the options, and then save the changes. You can also drag and drop widgets in order to move them around or even between widget areas. So I'll select this to go below the search bar on the regular sidebar. So we'll just load up a page with a default sidebar, and you'll see we've got that added in. If we drag and drop in order to move this around, we can see we can move that to display above the search bar, and that's going to load up that slider there. It's well worth spending a bit of time in order to get familiar with both the widgets available and the widget areas. You'll see these all have small descriptions, and because you can get results instantly with widgets, it's very easy to try out different options in order to find the setup that you want for your site. The very last thing to mention then is you can also manage your widgets with a live preview. This is the WordPress customizer, which you can also access under Appearance and then Customize. What this does is show a live preview of your site on the right-hand side and what you can change on the left-hand side. The customizer works so that you can only customize what you can see on the current page. So on this home page right now, we can customize the subscribe widget area, the header ad area, and also the 4 footer widget areas. So you'll see if we load up one of these, we can access the title, the stats number. We can access all of these options and we can update this, and we're going to get a live preview of what that looks like. You can add or remove any widgets. So you'll see you can add those in there. And you can also drag and drop in order to reorder and customize the different widget areas. You can also click through to different pages on your site. So if we were to click through to one of these coupons, you'll see we can access the different widget areas that display here. Once you're done, you can press save and publish, and the customizer will immediately make those changes onto your site. And if you back out of here, you can also access the other options with the customizer. So you can control the site identity, menus, as well as the widgets, static front page, and any additional CSS. You can press that X and that will take you back to the WordPress dashboard. So that customizer is available from pressing Manage with Live Preview, or you can just press Customize here. So that concludes our look around the coupon theme. We've shown you how to fully set up from scratch the theme and how to set up all of the homepage features and coupons for your site. So if you're following along with the video, you should have your site fully set up now and find that this is the coupon WordPress theme that you always wanted. If you do have any queries, then our support team will be more than happy to help. Just head over to community.mythemeshop.com and you can submit a support question there. Otherwise, I hope this video has been helpful for you, and thank you very much for watching.